Hey y'all, it's Denny and welcome back to the So Wavy podcast, y'all. We made it to episode 2. So y'all, this episode is just gonna be full of all of the most current things that have happened in this first week in January, which has been crazy, y'all. It's literally only been a week and so much has went down and I want to talk about it with y'all. So, getting started, I want to talk about something that was really crazy and funny that I saw on Instagram and on TikTok yesterday. Did y'all hear about these aliens at the Miami Mall or something, y'all? This story is so crazy, and I seen like some footage of what they was talking about, and apparently it was like some kids or something, and they were like fighting or something. I don't really know the whole like details of the story, but the thing that got me, people was like, "Oh, it's aliens in Miami at the mall," and people have been making so many jokes on social media about it, and I just thought that was so crazy and hilarious because the day that I'm filming this is Saturday, so it's January the 6th, and it has been so much that has happened in these last like 5 days, 6 days of the year that has just been crazy, and I never would expect it. But that alien story is crazy, y'all. What do y'all think about that? Did y'all see or did y'all hear about the aliens in the Miami Mall? I saw this one TikTok and this girl was like, "Well, they at the mall and they at the mall. What they got to do with me?" I thought that was funny. So that was just something like random to just start us off, and it just is gonna get better because the like I said, the amount of stuff that's happened this week is just insane. So yeah. So moving on to the next topic because there's a lot to say on that one. So another thing that happened this week that I thought was hilarious to talk about this for us to start the show off is did y'all see that man that fought that judge? I forgot where he was, but I saw like the footage before he jumped on her, which jumping on her is crazy. But he so from the footage I saw, I don't know if y'all saw it. I forgot where I saw it. Like I can't even say where specifically where I saw it, but basically he was there for an arraignment, I believe, on some other charges or whatever. And apparently, I think he's gotten in trouble before. So he was like telling the judge, he was like, um, I'm a changed man. I don't do drugs no more. I'm not about that life no more. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm trying to do better. Like he just giving her this story, like just letting her know that he got his life together. He doing better. In hopes that she would give him like a slap on the wrist or some sort of lighter punishment. So after he said all that, she says you've got in trouble too many times. You've been doing this too much. Now it's time for like a actual punishment. That's all she said, and I'm just summarizing this, but that's all she said. She basically was like, you've gotten chances, you've had your time, like you've done the stuff, you've gotten away, slap on the wrist, but now you gotta, and then she literally said, in accordance to I forgot what state they was in, law, and he had said something. Next thing you know, he didn't jumped on the woman. How you gonna tell the lady that you is a changed man and you don't do drugs no more and you change your life, and then she just say she didn't even give you what your sentencing was, your punishment or nothing. Your first instinct, just jump on the judge. You already in trouble. You already in trouble. Now you in bigger trouble. I think I read somewhere that attacking a judge is like 10 to 12 years in federal prison. So you potentially are going to get 10 to 12 years in federal prison on top of whatever time you was going to get for whatever crime you had committed beforehand. But y'all, it was like the switch for me. Like he literally was telling that lady, I am a changed man. I don't do drugs no more. I'm a better person. Like he's telling her all of this stuff. And then you gonna jump on her? And jumped on, and then somebody was like, how was the police and the officers and stuff in the how did he get to the judge that fast? Like y'all, I had never seen somebody just jump and pounce across a room like that. And y'all know, like in courtrooms and stuff, like the judge is sitting higher up. So he like jumped over there and got her and got a hold of her too for like a split second there before they pull him off. But I'm like, darn, like that's actually, it's funny in like the general sense of like, haha, like why, like that's crazy, why they do that. But it's really not a funny situation because that is just insane. Like, I bet you she didn't expect to go to work and do that. That was just crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only the first week of 2024 and this is what we get. Like, and this is not where the madness of the week stopped, y'all. So, what I want to talk about, a bulk of this episode is about the whole Katt Williams situation when he went on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay. But we're gonna get to that, and I also want to talk about this YSL trial, and we'll get to that. But before we get to those topics, I do have one little music topic to talk to y'all about. So it is being reported that there are 3 headliners for Coachella this year, allegedly. So it's supposed to be Tyler the Creator, Lana Del Rey, and Doja Cat. So from the article that I read, Coachella hasn't came out and said these are the headliners, but people are saying that, and that's what they're saying, so we'll see. But they are saying that Doja Cat is still in negotiations with Coachella. So I have seen people on social media and stuff talk about how do they feel about the headliners, and most people are like the headliners, because Lana Del Rey, she has a big fan base. Tyler the Creator definitely has a big fan base. People's, I guess, from what I saw, people's like side eye a little bit was Doja Cat, and they thought because if she does headline, she will be the first female rapper to headline Coachella, and people basically felt the way about that to a certain extent. One, because a lot of people don't consider Doja Cat a rapper. Like, do y'all consider Doja Cat a rapper? Me personally, I don't consider her like a rapper. And when I say a rapper, like a person that like that's what they do majority of the time, rap. I feel like Doja gives a lot more pop than she does rap, but I don't really know how to classify that. Like, she's not she's not in like a Drake lane where Drake does your upbeat, more mainstream poppy stuff, but Drake also has a lot of like records where he actually just be rapping. Doja Cat has some rapping records too, but I just don't consider her a rapper. Like, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all consider her a rapper? Do y'all consider her like a pop star, pop singer? Do y'all consider her like, what do y'all consider her? But people were saying that they wish Nicki Minaj would have headlined at Coachella this year. Just given she's had like a big 2023, and a lot of people want her to headline Coachella or whatever. But I think that I'm 100%, well, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that it's been offered to her before, and she really might have just turned it down, honestly. Like, everybody doesn't want to do certain events at certain points in their careers and stuff. Like, it could be a lot of different things. And she's also going on tour this year. I think her tour starts in March, I believe. March, or yeah, I think March, but she's doing a lot of shows. She's doing international shows. I know she's supposed to do the Dreamville Festival in April as well. And I don't really know the dates of Coachella, so it could have been a scheduling thing, or just it could be various reasons why she hasn't headlined yet or hasn't headlined this year. But that doesn't mean that she won't in the future. I think she would be a great headliner for Coachella in the future, if she decides to do it. But yeah, that's what I basically heard. Like, how do y'all feel about, first of all, how do y'all feel about the whole lineup of headliners? So the actual, like, the other people that are going to be performing, that hasn't been released yet. So we don't know who's performing at all. We just, allegedly know some of the headliners that, whatever. So I'm interested to see who actually performs at Coachella this year. Um, Coachella is like one of those things that I want to do one day. Like, it's on my bucket list. I've never been to a music festival before, and I really, really want to go to get the experience. But yeah, I'm excited to see who, even though I'm not gonna be there, I'm excited to see who's gonna perform and stuff. So I'm excited to see what the headliners do. I think Doja Cat is a great performer. So if she is like gonna be one of the headliners, I think in like a performance aspect, I think she's gonna get a performance. And Doja does, she does have hits and stuff. People kind of have been a little iffy about Doja since this last album Scarlet and all the controversy surrounding it. I wouldn't say I'm a huge big Doja Cat fan, but I do like some of her older songs, and I really liked her when she first came out and stuff. But I'm not like a huge Doja Cat listener or fan, but she is a great performer, and she did really good job performing at the VMAs last year. So I think performance wise, she's gonna give you a show. I've never seen Lana Del Rey perform. I don't really listen to her at all, so I don't really know how she is as a performer. But I have seen I've obviously listened to Tyler the Creator and seen his stuff, y'all. If y'all can see, if you're watching me, I have a couple of his albums behind me. Like one's, wait, I'm trying to point to it. One's right here, and I have another one somewhere on here. But yeah, I've seen his performances, and his performances are really creative too. So I think he'll be a good performer as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. But comment below on if you're watching me on YouTube, or if you are listening to me on Spotify or watching me on Spotify. You can comment in like the little question. I'll ask a question. What do you feel about these potential Coachella headliners? What do y'all think? All right, on to the next topic. So, I want to talk about this YSL trial, y'all. This trial seems like it's been going on for like forever at this point. Y'all do, if you don't know about the whole YSL trial, I'm trying to sum this up. Basically, the rapper Young Thug got arrested back in maybe 2022, I believe, or 2021. I think it's 2022. And basically, he got charged with RICO, and he got arrested with a bunch of other people. I forgot the number that it was in the start, and Gunna was one of them. Which y'all know Gunna is a rapper or whatever. But since his arrest in 2022, Gunna was arrested too, as well as a lot of other people and a lot of other just people that was associated with them. They all got arrested, and some of them had like plea deals and took plea deals and basically got out. And Gunna was one of them that got out. And it's just been going on for ages and ages and ages. Like, they had a hard time picking the jury. The whole jury selection thing that took months. Finally, last month they started the trial, but then they had to stop the trial because I think Young Thug's co-defendant, one of his co-defendants got like something happened in the jail and all that stuff. Y'all, it's been a lot going on with this trial, like just in general from the start. So people are just literally sitting on the edge of their seats just seeing what's going to happen next, because when I tell you I've never seen nothing like this before, like, and I ain't the person to get into all like the logistics of the pleas and all that stuff. That y'all can do that part, but I'm just telling y'all like what's happening. So basically, one of the former co-defendants, because I believe, excuse me, I believe he took a plea. He got a plea deal. So he's been out, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But he took the stand this week, and I think no this week because they just resumed. He took the stand or whatever, and they are questioning him about everything you think of. But the reason why this is such a talking point, because some clips of him in the courtroom have been going viral. And y'all need to really, like, if y'all want to see the clips, like, because I'm not gonna show them on here, look it up, and you'll see, like, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, like, go to those places and look up the YSL trial, and it'll pop up all this current stuff. But I forgot what his name is. But anyway, they asked him First of all, allegedly they said like they was in the courtroom for hours questioning him, just up and down, up and down. So they was asking him about basically a tattoo that he has, and they was asking him, what does this symbol stand for? What does this stand for? What does this stand for? And I forgot what tattoo it was because they did a couple of his tattoos, and they asked him why did you get the color red? Why is this part the color red? And he says, you know, I got the color red because that I wanted a tattoo with some color, and you know, the color red just looks great on my skin tone. Yo, I busted out laughing. I was like, oh my god, like no, he did not say that. He said the color red looked good on his skin tone, that he meant it. And it's been so many different clips that went viral. Like it was another one of his tattoos, and it was like a quote. I forgot what it said, but he was like, because it was a quote, and he changed one of the letters in the quote or whatever, or the saying. Um, he changed it to, I forgot. I don't think it was a B. It might have been a K. I don't remember, y'all. If y'all, I'm kind of speaking in a roundabout way, so y'all gotta really dig in deep to really get to a knowledge of what I'm talking about, because there's a lot to unpack here. When I'm speaking on colors and letters and all that stuff, y'all, if you know, you know. So basically, he was like, I was watching the movie. What was it? Law. It wasn't. It wasn't No Menace to Society. I don't know why I was thinking that. It was some movie he quoted. He was watching. He was like, "This is a quote from that movie," and everybody knows that it's a quote from that movie. So I just wanted it to be a little different. So I changed the letter to I think it was a K, y'all. I don't think it wasn't a B. He changed something. He said I just changed it to that letter so I could be different. I died laughing. It's like he was giving these people, like he was answering the people's questions for real. But if you know, he was kind of, he's just like talking in circles to a certain extent. Then they asked him. They said, they said, "Do you know what snitching is?" And he was like, um, "I've heard of that term before." I'm like, this case is comedy. Like, I'm honestly like really wanting to see how the rest of this case goes, because nothing about this case from the start of it has been, I feel like, just regular. Like, it's been a lot to go on with this case, and y'all, I don't know. Yeah, do y'all think that Young Thug, aka Jeffrey, would is gonna get off? Like, do y'all really think he's gonna get off? And then, oh, I forgot to even mention this one. This one happened a couple weeks ago, and this was with Young Thug's attorney, and he was like, Thug stands for truly humble under God. And that really like sent the internet. That was a couple weeks ago. So this is before his co-defendant took the stand and all his stuff. So it's just been a lot with this case that's been just, a lot. And then I remember months ago, one of Young Thug's lawyers that he had at first, she was like, she gonna have to start her OnlyFans or something because of the trial. Y'all, it's just been so much. It's so much. Y'all know it's already so much press behind this trial anyway, but it's just a lot, and I really want to see how this is gonna go. Um, so I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I can't call it. Like, at first when they like arrested him and they was just coming out with all the charges and all of the co-defendants, I was like, oh, he's going down. Like, I don't know. Like, this is a lot. But now the way this trial's going, I don't know, y'all. It's just been a lot of just stuff that goes on that I'm just like, I don't know. Do y'all think that he's gonna get off, or do y'all think that he's gonna do some time? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I will say the whole trial has been entertainment for everyone. Like I said, it's just been so many viral moments from the trial itself. So we'll see what happens. But I just want to speak on this because I know if y'all been on social media, y'all seen the clips. Like, it's so many more clips of different stuff that he says. And I think one of those days he was in there for like 5 hours or something. Like, they have really been like grilling him, asking him all sorts of questions. Like, they asked him, they was like, um what do you call Jeffrey? Or they might have called him Young Thug, I don't know, but they was like, what do you call Jeffrey? And he was like, I call him my brother. Like, they just was asking him all sorts of just questions, and he be answering them though. But yeah, y'all, that is the update from the YSL trial. I don't really know what's next or if anybody else is gonna be called to the stand. I think when I was like looking up some of the stuff, I think I saw something about his old bodyguard or his old manager or something is being called to the stand or something like that. So we shall see how this continues to play out. Hopefully by the end of the year, something will be resolved. He'll either be home or, so we'll see. Cause I feel like I said, I feel like this trial has been going on for like it's been years at this point, but extremely too long. So I want to see how this is gonna turn out. So y'all, the next topic that I want to talk about, which is gonna be basically the last topic, which is a lot to unpack, which is the Katt Williams Club Shay Shay appearance, y'all. So if y'all don't know, Shannon Sharpe, who is an ex NFL player, he is currently on First Take, but he used to be on Undisputed with Skip Bayless. So basically, he has this podcast and it's called Club Shay Shay, and he's had a lot of like good guests on there. Like he's had Tabitha Brown. That Tabitha Brown episode for me was the best. She told Shannon she had a dream about him, and she just was telling him basically the Lord was speaking to her. It was beautiful, y'all. I love Tabitha Brown. But he's had Tabitha Brown. He's had a lot of like athletes. He had like Marshawn Lynch on there. Um, he's had Dwayne Wade on there. He's had Especially the Entertainer. He's had Ricky Smiley. He had Steve Harvey on there. All of these names that I'm going to talk about in a minute here. So he's had a lot of people come on there, and a lot of his episodes do really well. They go viral. Just because of his type of interview style, how he is, and the people that he gets, like he's always going viral for something, y'all. It's Shannon Sharpe. So when he dropped this Katt Williams interview, right? Everybody was like, okay. I mean, it's Katt Williams. People are gonna watch it anyway. Y'all, when I tell y'all we wasn't prepared for what Katt was gonna say, like, y'all, we wasn't prepared. Okay. So my husband told me that because he's big into sports and all that stuff, so he follows Shannon Sharpe, and he said that Shannon Sharpe, and he watched a lot of Shannon Sharpe's content. He said that Shannon Sharpe made an Instagram post before the interview came out, like maybe the day before, and was like, this interview is gonna break the internet. He was right, because let me see if I can actually find that post. Let me go to his Instagram. It definitely broke the internet when I watched it. I think I watched it maybe Wednesday. I think Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't even know what day it came out. I forgot. It was like 1,000,000 views or something. I tune in the next day because it's a long interview, y'all. It's a lot. The next day, I see it's at like 5,000,000. Now, y'all, that video. Let me find the video first. Let me see. Let me tell you what that is sitting at. Now this ain't even the listens because it's a podcast as well. The interview on Club Shay Shay. It is now sitting at 25 million views, and we literally looked at this a little bit ago because me and my husband have been following like these views and like what they get, but it was literally at 23 earlier today. It's at 25 right now, y'all, and it was posted 3 days ago, which is crazy. When I tell y'all, everybody had been talking about the interview before I even watched it, so I was like, okay, we're gonna watch it. We watched some of it. The first 30 minutes, I was sitting there, I couldn't even move. He name dropped so many people in that first 30 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that, which I don't know why I wasn't, because if you are a Katt Williams fan or if you know anything about Katt Williams, he's always been outspoken. So that really didn't shock me. What shocked me was how he was like, a person can be outspoken and not be so like exposing or overly, they can just be outspoken. Like if you ask them a question, or if you say something to them, they're gonna say something back. But I was surprised at how many people he actually name dropped, because most people don't name drop. Like they're not gonna name drop really. They're gonna kind of go do, be a little shady, throw a little shade or something. But he was direct. So y'all know it's been a lot of people getting exposed for a lot of different things over the past couple months. So I feel like the timing of it was just like after all the things that have came out about different people. Um it's crazy. So yeah, Cat had a lot to say. He had a lot to get off his chest. But that first 30 minutes, and I still have not finished the entire interview yet. But that first 30 minutes, he talked about Cedric. He talked about Steve Harvey. He talked about Ricky Smiley. I've seen clips of the other parts of the parts that I hadn't got to in its entirety. But he name dropped like Ludacris. He name dropped who else did he name drop? Um Martin Lawrence, like Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish. Like he name dropped Ice Cube, but not like in a bad way. So when he did all of that, I was like, I don't even know what to say. I still really do not know how to feel about the whole situation, because I'm personally not a person that like, I don't like just going after people, preying on people's downfall, attacking people, pointing a finger. I don't roll like that, and I don't live my life in that way. So I don't ever like that aspect of things. Like I don't like people piling on and digging. But I am a person, though, you being in your truth and you letting this stuff be said. I mean, it is what it is. So that is just, I don't know, y'all. I still don't know how to feel. I'm so overwhelmed. It's so much to unpack here, and people have been releasing receipts on everything that this man has said, which has been blowing my mind. Like, but the crazy part is, so one of the big pieces that from this interview that went really viral is really the Cedric, Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley part of it all. All the other stuff was kind of just like little shots here and there, but the bulk of what people have been talking about is that part. So with Cedric, Katt basically was like, Cedric stole his joke. And I forgot what comedy special it is of Cedric's, but I've seen that comedy special because I like comedy, I watch comedy specials, and I like Cedric the Entertainer. So the joke that he's talking about is one that he does at the end of that comedy special, and it's basically like something like with a spaceship or something. And Katt Williams basically said that he did that joke way before Cedric did, and he did it on Comic View and all this stuff. And basically he said Cedric stole his joke, and he changed like some of the stuff. Instead of it being I think in Katt's joke it was a car, and Cedric's joke it's a spaceship. So he basically was calling him out for that. Which, like, crazy part is I forgot exactly where it was, but Katt Williams talked about this before a couple years ago. I don't know if he did it in a comedy special or he had another interview that he did. But he talked about Cedric stealing his joke. So that's something that I had knowledge about and I knew before he said it. Cause I'm like, I remember this conversation. I remember all of this some way. But before Katt Williams got on Club Shay Shay, Cedric the Entertainer was on there, Ricky Smiley was on there, and Steve Harvey was on there. And basically Katt Williams was not like, he wasn't confronting Shannon Sharpe in that way, but he said, why you let them come up here and lie? And basically his reasoning for doing the interview, he said, is they all had came up there and said their version of whatever they felt happened in certain different, situations throughout the years, and he want to come to the record straight. Honey, he came and set the record straight. And he done told us stuff that we didn't even know about, shed some light on some stuff that we might have heard about. But when he came in that place, and I don't know, he just exposed everybody. I just was so like, I was sitting there like, what do I do with all this information? Where do we go from here? I don't even know what to think anymore. I don't even know what to say. Like, it was like jab after jab after jab after jab after jab. I was like, I have never seen somebody expose and go off on people like that a day in my life. Like, he talked about Steve Harvey and basically, like, people have a lot to say about Steve Harvey, and the things that he's done over the years. And I remember when he went on Club Shay Shay, he was basically talking about um how him and Bernie Mac didn't get along, and he basically didn't like Bernie Mac. And it was just like a lot of just back and forth stuff with movies and deals and just egos and a lot of that stuff. So he spoke on stuff like that, but Katt tore him up. He tore him up. I can't even lie. Even though I'm not the person that does like stuff like that, like you tearing somebody down or you just not. I don't think he tore them. Well, some of the stuff he said was like disrespectful. I was like, darn. But he kind of, y'all know what I'm saying. But I don't even know. I still don't know what to say. It's so much stuff to unpack. I'm not gonna be able to unpack it in this episode, but like it was crazy. And then Ricky Smiley, he was like, I think when Ricky Smiley went on Club Shay Shay, he told Shannon Sharp that he was supposed to play not Mike Epps, Katt Williams' role in Friday After Next. Was it Friday After Next? Or was it next Friday? Y'all know which one I'm talking about. Which one is it? I always get them confused. I think it's Friday After Next, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Basically, y'all know in next Friday. Nope, it's Friday After Next. In Friday After Next, Ricky Smiley plays like the Santa Claus that be stealing all the gifts and stuff that stole the stuff from Craig and Dede's apartment. And y'all know it. First of all, I will say this though. It took me years to even know that was Ricky Smiley. I watched that movie 100 times. I did not know who that was. Like I didn't, I was like, okay. But basically, y'all know in that movie, Katt Williams' role is just iconic. He plays what is his character's name in that one? It's something. It's something money. Let me see, y'all. Money Mike. So he plays that, which is an iconic role. So that's actually my favorite Friday. The first one is like its own in its own lane, like it's classic. But that's like between the other two, that's my favorite one. Basically, Ricky Smiley said that he was supposed to play Katt Williams' role as Money Mike, and Katt Williams was supposed to play the Santa Claus role. And Katt Williams said that's a lie. That's a straight up lie. He said you was never gonna play my role, and he went in on him. He went in on him, girl. He went in on Faison. He said gonna be some big like Faison or something. He said, "Oh my gosh, y'all, it's so much." He said so much. I don't even know where to even. Yeah, but y'all get the gist. He was basically just like telling how he was getting his truth off. Like he was telling how he felt about situations and what he sees as the truth in his eyes. Because I learned that first we all know that there's three sides to every story, right? There's your side, there's other person's side, and there's the truth. So when people speak on their experience and stuff, I like to say they're speaking what they feel is the truth, their truth, right? We ain't gonna know the whole true story really, because you got Ricky's side, Cedric's side, Steve Harvey's side, and you got Katt's side. You don't know. So he's telling the truth from his eyes. Like he's telling what he feels, what went on, whatever. But the thing that I think sets Katt Williams apart in this situation is that everything that he said, people have found receipts for it, and you can't lie about receipts because it was a clip of the Ricky Smiley morning show, and Ice Cube was on there, and basically Ricky was saying he basically was telling the same story like he was supposed to be the Money Mike character, and Ice Cube kind of was like, we had you audition for a couple of roles. Like, he wasn't gonna say like, oh yeah, you were supposed to be that. Like, he basically was saying like, we had you audition for a couple roles, which is not unlikely when you're auditioning for roles. I've heard a lot of actors and actresses say that like they auditioned for roles that they didn't get and they got other roles in the movie. So that's not an uncommon practice to do. They just want to see what you do. So that's not uncommon, but that came out. I think the receipt of the joke that Cedric allegedly stole from Katt came about. And then you got a lot of other people just catching strays out here because I forgot, I literally seen it today. It was some comedian, I forgot what his name is, but basically he was saying that Country Wayne stole his joke. So he played the clip of him telling the joke, and then a clip after that of Country Wayne basically telling that same exact joke. And then you got people speaking out. You got Ice Cube, speaking out. He without saying too much, he basically was saying like I don't know how to explain what he was saying. Y'all gotta look at what he's saying. Like, it's everything that's been coming out has been corroborating. Wait, am I saying that word right? It's been what's the word, y'all? It's been uh it's been going along with what he said. So it's been adding up. Ludacris responded because Ludacris caught a stray too. Basically, Katt Williams said that him and Ludacris were both invited to an Illuminati meeting. Basically, he was saying Ludacris is in an Illuminati. And then he said that a part of the Illuminati package is a light-skinned wife with an ugly face that don't do interviews or talk. I was like, and Shannon was like, who are you talking about? And he was like, that can apply to 7 people. And people then posted all the people that he talked about, wives. I was like, oh my gosh. This is crazy. Just imagine being a wife. He just called you ugly. That's crazy. I don't know, y'all. It's a lot still to unpack and to believe. Like, if y'all are like conspiracy theorists and y'all are like really into like all that stuff and y'all believe in, all those secret societies and all that stuff, y'all go for that. I'm not really focused on that part, but it was just interesting. And Ludacris responded, but he responded in a rap. Cedric responded. Ricky Smiley responded. Kevin Hart responded in a way. He does this little like commentary thing with the NBA games, him and the Plastic Cup Boys, and they were just talking about Katt, like they were joking and stuff. But he had a lot to say about a lot of comedians, a lot of your favorites. He did say in the latter note, he did say that he likes all the new comedians, so they didn't catch no strays. So it was just like, when I mean he was just going for it, like he was going for it. He called out everybody. He said everything he wanted to say and everything. Like, not Katt Williams. Wait, what did he say? No, Shannon Sharp said that Katt Williams, he should have started, if he were to record it before they started recording, he came in there ready. Like, he was saying stuff when he first got there. And if y'all sit and watch that first 30 minutes, it's going to be like, whoa, this is a lot to unpack here. And I just want to get y'all's take on it. Like, how do y'all feel about the whole situation? Does this make you look at some of your favorites differently? Does it not affect the way that you look at your favorites? Like, what does that do for you? Me personally, I'm a person that I don't tend to put celebrities and people that I like or like their work and admire. I don't put them up on this high pedestal to be like, these people could never do anything wrong, they're like the best. I don't do that type of stuff because they're still human at the end of the day. Everybody has, the same. Everybody can do bad stuff. Everybody can do good stuff. Everybody can do all these different things. So I look at people strictly as humans, but I still admire their work and can admire people's work and admire what they've done to, you know, all the art forms that they are involved in and the communities and things that they do, like, and acknowledge their greatness. So me personally, I'm a big comedy fan and I like all the comedians he's talked about. I think probably the one that I watched the least probably would be Steve Harvey. Like when I was growing up though, I loved the Steve Harvey show. Oh, speaking of the Steve Harvey show, y'all. All right, put this in here. So y'all know Mark Curry. He is hanging out with Mr. Cooper. If y'all don't know who Mark Curry is, that's what he is. Mr. Cooper. Hanging out with Mr. Cooper, that show. And somebody was like, no, not somebody, Katt Williams was like that basically Steve Harvey stole that show from Mark Curry. Because if y'all seen hanging out with Mr. Cooper before, he was working in a school, just like in the Steve Harvey show. He was working in a school. Steve Harvey was a music teacher though, but Mark Curry was a PE teacher, right? It's both they're both like sitcom-y. They both have like the female characters and leads and all that good stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I had to sit back and think about that. I was like, they are a bit similar. And I never really put two and two together. Like they literally, um, give or take a few different of like types of storylines and different stuff. But working in a school, having like the kids in the school, that's a part of the show. Like that is literally like the Steve Harvey show. So that was interesting. Just to put two and two. I will say the receipts, like I said, the receipts have been receding, and it's still a lot to unpack. But the thing that I always say is, and let me know how y'all feel about this. For me, I look at it like this. There is a line in all of this because there is one of those lines that's like the legal line. Like, is what you're doing legal, right? Are you violating any crimes? Are you doing anything that in certain situations, right? Stealing a joke is not criminal technically. I guess if you get to like copyright and all that, if you get into that aspect of it, then yes. But stealing somebody's joke is not illegal. So you have that legal line, that legal illegal line. Then you have that moral thing. So something might not be illegal, but it might not be morally right. And some people's thought process is, I don't quite care. Like some people just straight up just don't have any morals, any values. They don't have stuff like that. And you can't you can be mad about it, I guess. You can be upset and mad about it. But I learned like some people just do not have the same morals and values that you have. So something that you might not do because morally you can't do something like that, somebody else do not care about. Forget your morals, forget what you think. I'm gonna do it. Some people have like certain integrities that they won't, like certain things they won't do. Like Katt Williams is the type, from what I've gathered from him in this interview, he's not the type of person to try to steal somebody's joke. And from all the stories I've heard about him from certain people and all the things that he talked about in the interview, he does seem like he has a really, really good heart. So for him, his morals and values are probably higher than other people's. So when you have high morals and high values and high standards and high this, you do get a little bit upset when other people don't have those same values. But as long as somebody's like, and it sounds so bad saying this, but as long as somebody is not legally, or like they're not crossing those lines in that aspect, like criminal stuff, everything is kind of like subjective, and it's up to, I guess, the people to decide who they want to support and who they not want to support. Because stealing a joke is not illegal in a sense. Like I said, the whole copyright and all that type of stuff, because you can copyright a lot of stuff. That type of stuff, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about you just repeating what somebody say and making it your own, right? And it's a difference between something being morally right. Like, do you think it's more, do y'all think that it's morally okay for you, morally right for you to just hear a joke and be like, I like this, and steal it without giving credit, or, you know, whether that's credit publicly, credit in private, like how do y'all feel about that? And somebody made a great comparison though that really put stuff into perspective for me though. Like they was like, that's like you plagiarizing. In school and stuff, you can't plagiarize. Like you can't just be making up your own. You can't take somebody else's work and say it's yours. Like, and that's plagiarism. In certain instances, it is some legal action that can be with that, but plagiarism is like morally it's not okay. One, to do something like that, and there is consequences to it. But with this stuff, it's a bit murky. But I can definitely see from Katt's point of view personally, like feeling some type of way about it because I mean it's my joke and you just took it, and especially when somebody's a bit more famous than you and just they get more looks than you and people that just think that these people are hilarious but they're still in jokes, which I personally have from my research. And y'all know, y'all gonna learn about me. I do a lot of like research and a lot of like looking, like I'm very observant. So a lot of these things I have already, the Katt said, I've noticed to a certain extent some of the ways some of these comedians move, like the Steve Harvey stuff, like you know I see where he was going with that, and I've heard before stuff about Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac, which Steve Harvey personally spoke on himself in Club Shay Shay, but I've heard about Cedric stealing the joke and stuff. So I've heard about all these things before. Just I guess now it's kind of a lot of this stuff is being brought back up because a lot of this stuff was said before. So, but I get where Katt's coming from in that aspect. But a lot of people caught a lot in this interview, and I'm just like, wow. Like I still gotta watch the rest of it, but heavy. And y'all know social media been having a field day with it. Like they have been going off. For me personally, it doesn't necessarily change how I view people because I don't view them in such a high regard and a high light to I think that they can never do no wrong. Because I've heard of people stealing jokes before. That's something very common. I've heard of, some comedians even have writers that help them write their stuff. Like that's something that is known. So it doesn't really change that because I do not, at the end of the day, I don't know these people personally. So who am I to just be judging these people? I don't know these people for real, for real. But I can still like their work. So I like all of them. I like Katt, I like Cedric, I like Steve, I like Ricky. Like I like their works individually. I like the things that they've done for the community as far as like, for the comedy community, like their impact and stuff. So you gotta kind of, put that into perspective and appreciate that part. But I will say the interview was tea, and we're gonna see where it goes from here. But people was like they responded a little quick, but they said ain't nobody saying Katt lied. So I mean, hey, who am I? I'm just a person that's just looking on the outside, y'all. I don't know. I'm not in the comedy world, so I wouldn't know all these ins and outs. But I do know that interview has been viral. It's going to continue to go viral. A lot of things are going to continue to, come from this, spew from this. So we shall see where this goes, y'all. Like I said, it's so much to unpack with this. I guess so many points that I didn't even touch on about his interview or things that he said. But y'all need to go watch it. If you have not watched it, go watch it. Katt Williams interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. It is crazy. Like you gonna be sitting there like, what did I just watch? Like, so we shall see. Like I said, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen after this and what's the aftermath gonna be of all of this. Are people going to cancel these comedians from what Katt said? Are we gonna see people rally more around Katt Williams, which has been the trend since the interview came out? People are rallying more around him. Do you think people are gonna just cancel those other comedians, or y'all? What do y'all think? What do y'all think is gonna happen from this? But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking to y'all because I can keep going on and on and on about this interview. But I hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of the podcast. Like I said, I'm still trying to kind of figure out how I want to take this podcast, where I want to go with it. I do plan on having a guest in the future, to bounce back and forth about different topics or whatever. So yes, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. And if you're watching me, thank you so much for watching. And comment below all y'all's thoughts about everything that we talked about in this episode. If you want to see the visual for this podcast, you can find it on Denny Price TV. I have a whole playlist of the podcast, and while you're on my channel, you can subscribe, and you can also check out my other content on that channel. I do a lot of musical pop culture content. I'm still building that channel up, so I still have some work to do and some more content coming, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I can't wait to see what happens in this upcoming week so we can talk about it next week. Make sure you look out for episodes every Wednesday. They'll be posted every Wednesday, 7 a.m. on all podcasting platforms, and the video will be up sometime the same day. I'm gonna try to get the video up this week at the same time that the audio goes out, so just keep a lookout for it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are a visual person, you want to see me, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you are listening to this. Make sure you leave a review of the podcast. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and tune in next week.